So Chris, this side of the trial, we've got, this is Lucerne sown on the vine row. How's this one progressing?
So you can see here we've got quite a good establishment, Stuart. In other parts, for some reason, it hasn't established so well. But the reason that I've planted it here is that we know that in some sites in the Riverland, Sunraysia, there are significant issues with hard setting soil. We've seen over in the Riverland area we're about 30 centimetres down just through a chemical process within the soil. It's not traffic, but just where we have so much of the water being applied that a chemical process has caused the soil aggregates to really bind together, and it's really tight and almost impossible for roots to penetrate. We know the capacity of where root penetration will stop in going to a soil, and it is more than reached in that site. So this is just a bit of a demonstration on potentially what we can do with lucerne to use it as a bio-drilling plant. So it's got an amazing taproot on it, and we hope that it'll have the capacity where we do have these compaction zones to be able to get its way down through the soil and open that up, so that then after a couple of years, once it's performed that process, we can remove it with some herbicides, and then those pores that have been generated by the root system can then be accessed by the vine root to improve their access to water and nutrients down through the profile again. Once again, we're trying to use plants instead of, in this case, mechanical ripping, for instance, which is not all that desirable to do when you're that close to the vine. Can we use plants instead to perform the same purpose, often much cheaper and with potentially a better outcome at the same time. Very cheap to put in, seed is not expensive, readily available, and we can get it in there fairly easily. To do this, like I said before, I've got a seeder which I tow behind a quad bike, but most people have either in their sheds or have access to something like a John Shearer 10-row seeder or a Conochet or one of those types of seeders, and they are readily modified with putting a disc on the outside of the seeder and moving the plumbing, the hoses over, so you can use that quite effectively to sow these undervine cover crops. It's not a hard process to convert, and I've seen a couple done already.